So we're bringing back Paola Velez, and Sam is going to do the introduction for her. But what I wanted to say is that, we were very excited. If you were here last year for Worlds of Flavor Africa and the Diaspora, Paola Velez was here and was just such a hit. So we brought her back. And, as we're putting our schedule together, it's, who's going to be really great to introduce and sort of facilitate the conversation with her. Although if you know anything about Paola, she doesn't need facilitating. She's, just a joy to be around.
I need it today.
But I was like, I need to hear this conversation between Sam and Paola. So I'm gonna shut off my mic here. But Sam, thanks for doing double duty, especially after a demo. We really appreciate you.
Long time no see. Oh, wait, actually, I might just trade mics with you. Is this one right? Oh, it's on. Sorry. Long time no see. So I got the epic task of having to introduce Paola Velez. And I thought about putting something together. I thought about all sorts of little things that I could do. And really, Paola, she doesn't need an introduction. Paola has been blazing trails for women of color, for chefs, for pastry chefs, for all chefs over the past few years to a degree that blows my mind. I've seen her in New York on the sides of bus shelters. I've seen her on TV. I have seen her at festivals, and she works harder than pretty much anybody I know. I am very, very blessed to be able to call her a friend, but she is tremendously an inspiration to me. But her work and her technical skill was definitely on display yesterday at the marketplace. I actually got a little bit mad when I had the hummingbird cream puff last night because I can't have it all the time. But her talent speaks for herself, and her talent speaks for itself. There we go. And her vision and her ability to create and share stories that resonate with more than just her own community has been a pleasure to watch and an honor to see develop. So without further ado, the amazing Paola Velez.
Hi. I'm so tired. Oh my God, help me. I'm sorry if I stutter or do anything silly or wonky. I don't know what happened. I'm usually really good on West Coast, East Coast, whatever. I don't know. That sounds like 90s
naps.
beef. But, I'm usually very good at this, but today I'm so tired. So here we go. When the CIA asked me to do a pastry demo in 20 minutes, my, how do I say this politically correct? My buttocks clenched a little bit because I was like, what?
And for the record, that came up on the call when we were discussing
I was like, 20 minutes? I'm so scared. So we're going to just go with it. And we're making choux today. We're making hummingbird choux. And a lot of people asked me yesterday, is it hummingbirds like the birds? No. That's sick. It's like the cake.
She's a pastry chef. She's not cruel.
Which is really funny because I love this cake because it's based from the Kentucky Derby. It is a classic of the Kentucky Derby in the American South, but also it has deep roots in Jamaican tourism. So if you ever want to sell your stuff from your company, go to the Derby and do what the Jamaican Tourism Board did and make a cake that is now an American staple. How do I turn this on? Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Yay! So first we're gonna start off by making our choux water. A little bit of less technical stuff because we're gonna get into the technical. You're gonna have your recipe here and you're gonna wanna make this choux at home or in your restaurants or in space, I don't know. But what I'm gonna give you the best advice that I can give anybody that wants to venture into the world of pastry or you just wanna get stronger in it. Learn your ratios. I can't stress this enough because the American metric, US Imperial cups doesn't make sense. And I made this really fun little chart the other day. It was like the Martha Stewart cup, the Dōekï, the darling Dōekï, the Paola, and then the Ina, because Ina, actually, it's like a myth. Nobody knows how much in grams Ina's cup is, but apparently it's like 150 grams, which Martha's is 122 grams. Mine, it's perfect. I'm just kidding. It's really strong too. The darling Dōekï is the best. Dōekï, Greenspan, if you're watching this, we love you.
We love you, Greenspan.
But I would say make sure that you know what your ratios are. And the ratio for this shoe, to make it this way consistently every time, because I'm not crazy. I already made the shoe and I already baked the shoe too. I think over here. You want to do 1:1 to half. So 1 parts water, 1 parts water, 1 parts flour, and then half part fat. And I like butter because I'm American, but you can really venture into some wonky stuff. As long as you have those ratios, your leavening agent is air and eggs. So play, have fun with it. We're gonna wait until this kind of like gets all together, but you can see here that we have our little darling shoe. It's just so little.
I love them.
So cute, right?
Yes,
anyway,
definitely.
Get out of here. So while we're waiting for that, I'm gonna crack some eggs. It's my least favorite part, but for you guys, I'm gonna do it. I think eggs are kind of gross, They're like cute and necessary, but they're sticky.
I mean, yes, but peeling eggs is also my favorite menial
Peeling
task.
eggs?
There we go. I swear I could talk.
Like boiled eggs?
Yeah.
I like eating boiled
I made deviled
eggs.
eggs yesterday, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Oh, I love deviled eggs. I was kind of mad that I didn't eat it. I get nervous belly at events.
Oh, no.
I'm shy.
You're not allowed to get nervous, Billy. You're too good at this.
I'm too shy. I'm like shy. Anyway, I will say when you're making shoe as well, you have to also kind of figure out what your, thank you so much, what your region is like, right? Are you in a dry climate? Are you in a humid climate? Are you, above sea level, below sea level, at sea level? Are you in the Caribbean? Are you in DC? That, me and DC humidity, we have eternal beef. I want to fight DC humidity until the day that I die.
My hair fights it on a regular basis, so trust me, I get it. But I have a question. So what region and what sort of egg-laying ambiance results in the best eggs for you as a chef?
Oh, so if it rains, so yesterday it rained. No, the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday? I did. I made the shoe the day before yesterday. We'll talk about that more later because you guys are all industry folks, and I don't want to teach you how to make this. I want to teach you as many tricks and like neat information and facts because you guys are going to go and then apply that to your own businesses. And that's more important than me being like, this is how you make shoe,
I don't know. It's pretty good.
But what happened was I had my, amount of eggs, right? For my normal ratio of shoe. And it started raining. And I was like, why? I was like, I thought I was gonna have a fun time in Napa and, this is weird. Why are you raining right now? So you have to either figure out if you're gonna add more flour, reduce your liquid, or your eggs. I would say, can I curse? No, never mind. I would say.
I mean, I can boop if you give me a.
Oh, no. It's okay. Kids probably will watch this. And
Totally
I don't
not.
want to.
We don't want Dory to get mad at
Disney
us.
calls me, then be like, girl, why are you cursing at the CIA? I don't know, Disney. Please, I'm sorry. So literally, I was there watching the rain fall, and I was like, wow, rain in Napa is so beautiful. I love it. But I hate my life because now I have to figure out all these things about baking and pastry. But I wouldn't mess with the water and the flour, right? And I definitely wouldn't mess with the sugar in a shoe. You have to kind of like figure out your baseline, figure out if you want it to be softer, crunchier, if you want it to hold, if you want it to freeze, right? But what I do is I adjust the eggs, right? So I'm watching, and you'll see right now when I figure this out. Oh, hi. You want to come in and watch you? Look. It's so nice, wow. So, what you want to see is that your shoe is firm. It's tough. Those gluten strands are really activating in here, and you're also cooking out some of that starch. But when you have your eggs, you can absolutely control how much moisture you continue to add into your batter. But if you can figure out your baseline, your, darling Dory, or, petite Martha.
So wait, I have a question now.
Yeah?
So can you overmix a shoe?
Oh, you
Sorry.
can't overmix a shoe. Don't sorry. It's just so complicated. Shoe sucks. I mean,
That's a shirt.
But it's so tasty and delicious, and it makes you look like you actually know what you're doing in your career path. So if you learn how to make this, people will be like, wow, you're amazing. I'll be like, thanks. But there's always a way to fix dessert and things like pastries, right? If you know what to look for, you know how to adjust. So the only thing you can do is mess up how much oil you put in this, or fat content, or how much liquid, or maybe you added too much flour, or maybe you added too much eggs. My nemesis. But you can always add a little more flour and tighten it up as long as you remain within those beautiful golden ratios. Right? If you do too much, then you're in a different recipe and you're on your own. I don't even know. Throw cheese in it and call it a gruyere or something. I don't know. Yeah. But also, fun fact, you could use this, just throw some parm on it. It's a gruyere. Delicious. But I think when you figure out how to have all these ratios and have everything kind of copacetic, you will realize how easy baking is. Started
Hold on. You're saying how easy baking is.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
so
I can
easy.
mess things up real easy. So I know that you have significant years in the restaurant industry, in pastry departments and all that. How long did it take you to get these ratios down? Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know about that.
A year.
Just a year?
Mm-hmm. I taught myself on YouTube University.
Nice.
YouTube called me. Just kidding. I'm just joking. But literally, it was, I went to culinary school. I did my savory program, and I was training to be a savory chef. Also, just wanted to show you guys, I've cooked it out. It looks gummy. It'll develop a skin. The telltale sign of a perfectly cooked shoe is that you develop a film on the bottom. Do not believe that. That is a lie, straight from the pit of hell. What you want,
I'm
it's
learning
true.
so much
I'm just
today.
saying. You want to make sure that you are almost making your gluten strands compact at this point. You saw how I turned off the flame or the heat source. I started working it, right? It came together, it binded together, and now what I did was I told it, chill out, man. I know you want to activate, and I know you want to be all that in a bag of chips, but I told it, we need to mellow out, and the only way it mellows out is if it goes to the spa and it gets the hot treatment, and then,
And that's not going to loosen it up too much, though.
I know, I want that too for me.
I know,
Anyways,
right?
So then you'll see it kind of get like this compact, but it's not glossy, right? But it just looks like Play-Doh, right? Once you have it like this, I wouldn't make this portion in advance. We'll talk about what we can make in advance. Oh my God, I almost made a fire.
This is going to be the most exciting presentation of your day, y'all.
I made a swap that I made this morning, but it's not necessary to do that always. Only if you're making like really large batches can you make stuff in advance. I wouldn't leave it more than half a day because of the sugar in this. This will ferment and start to turn into sourdough. And air, sugar, flour, little butter, man, throw in some Ethiopian honey and you have a beautiful starter. But that's another conversation for another day. Call me back, guys. So
My world is changing by the second here.
So I have my shoe here, and it's completely cool, but we're gonna work with this guy because I really do like it. Hello. It just looks right. Oh, I don't think this is this? Nope, I'm just a little bit. Yeah, I got new glasses, and I'm still adjusting. I have like bifocals. I look like the youngest person in this culinary industry, but I feel old. I feel old. So what we're gonna do is we're going to start this up. And I wouldn't add my eggs directly. Here we go. Also, how cool is this? Oh my God, I'm like, what? It's like a little Hobart. I was like really impressed, but I was trying not to like show too much emotion because everybody was looking at me.
Meanwhile, my mouth is dropped, so like, come on.
So what we're gonna do, because this is a smaller batch, I wouldn't recommend doing this in a big, like a 10 times batch, right?
And you want that to cool before.
I do. I want it to cool significantly before I add my eggs. It's almost like figuring out how to temper your batter without tempering it, because it's, you know.
You don't want scrambled eggs in your shoe.
Exactly. And also, have you ever tasted shoe that tastes eggy? The reason that happens is because somebody added their eggs way too early. It was still hot. You can do it at a warm-ish temperate, right? But if you cook eggs, whether you're doing that for a pastry creme, creme anglaise, flan, I don't know why I'm in that realm, but I could go on in the Latin American pastries. But if you're not careful with how you treat eggs, or let's say you add your eggs to sugar or salt too early, it cooks it. Everything about eggs doesn't make sense. It's a supernatural phenomenon.
I now understand your animosity with eggs.
It's really just the sticky part. It's just like when it gets like sticky on your hands, I'm like, ew, you know? So I'll touch here, but also I can feel that it's still warm, but I am confident that I can go ahead. Oh, I can go ahead and, oh my God, hold on. I can go ahead and move on because I see like these little pea size. Is this pea size? These hazelnut size pieces. And I can start to see that the fat content in my choux batter without the eggs is starting to pour out of the actual flour, right? That's another conversation for another day, but if you want a more tender cake, mix half of your flour with your butter content or your oil because it tenderizes your flour. You're welcome. That one was for free. Yeah.
Now I'm just reeling over tenderized flour over here. Just give me a minute.
So this is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Hi, camera.
You got one on top.
This is how it looks if it sits and it completely cools, but you can see that the fat content separated here. And while that's okay, in bigger batches, it doesn't matter. In smaller batches, it terrifies me. So off to the side. We're gonna go ahead and start this back up and turn on this really fancy mixer that I'm just like, I have 2 mixers at home already, and I'm like, Hector, we're getting a third.
Do you name your mixers now?
Huh?
Do you name your mixers?
No.
Oh.
I'm just like, you better work.
Okay.
You know, and then
it's less personal.
Huh?
It's less, personal
well,
attack.
Because they let me down when they break, you know what I mean? Like, I make so much brioche. These mixers are not built for that, But that's, again, another conversation for another day. I have too many things to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick this up into medium speed. And then I'm going to start to incorporate my eggs one by one.
I have another question here. So you didn't beat your eggs beforehand?
No, because I actually want to monitor how many eggs I need, right? In this situation here, if I were to beat it, I wouldn't know how many eggs I'm actually incorporating to the batter, right? I could still do this by eye, but it's not easy, and it's not like, if you're trying to teach this to a cook and you tell that cook, hey, whip this up and then start pouring it in, they're just gonna be like, yes, chef, and then you're just like,
everything's ruined forever.
Why? And they'll never tell you that something happened, They'll just tell you once they've baked everything, and they're like, I don't know why it fell. And then you're just like, oh my God, help me, So I added 1, I added 2. I'm confident that I might need all of it. And there's a scenario, a world where I might need more, you know? But it just really depends. Like the pastry tells you what it needs. You just have to figure out the visual cues, listen to it, smell. It's all about like using all of your senses when you're baking. And then if you figure that out, if you kind of get the nuance, you can bake by sight. You don't have to measure. Yes, I know. You can go back old school and do it like our grandmas used to do it.
Like my mom does. It makes me mad every
know?
time her cakes come out perfectly, and I don't think she's ever leveled a measuring cup in her
Right.
life.
Can you imagine my grandma just being like, okay, add 1 cup of sugar? Man, she would just be like, un poquito aquí, un poquito allá, and then I'd just be like, I don't understand what just happened, but I love it. Thank you. You know? Thank you. Now we're gonna go into medium high speed. Because I really wanna see now if my batter window panes, right? And all that means is that when you kind of like pull it off of the, either a spatula or the paddle attachment, it will make a little window. I might need more. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll figure it out. No, yeah, it could do the V, but I like doing the window pane because you could just see it right away. You're just like, gotcha. I'm the captain now, you know?
Now, can you explain the window pane just a touch more?
Huh?
The window pane.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, cool.
We don't have eggs. Oh man.
Aw, man.
Oh man. No. No. Oh no, that's so chaotic. Oh my God. More chaos than this would be, a crazy situation. But I have faith. Hold on. I have faith.
Oh, you got this.
Almost, right? It's like so. Sometimes eggs when they. Oh, it's happening. What? Wait, where's the camera?
No, wait, don't tilt it. Go straight up. Go up. Go straight up. Yeah, flat. There you go.
Oh, hi. Okay. Where are you? There you have it. Do you see how it like pulled apart and it made a little window into my soul of despair? That's how you made perfect shoe.
I feel bad laughing at Soul of Despair because I know how delicious this dish is. So there's a lot of conflict happening right now.
So now I made this one a day ago, and I'm pretty confident that it works because I'm looking at it right now. But what I love to do with, thank you. What I love to do with choux is I will make it when I know that the weather is awesome, when things are, I'm having a great day. Maybe my husband was like, ooh, you look very cute today. And I was like, yeah, thanks, And I feel great. I'm like on top. And then I'm like, I'm ready to face choux and win. And then I'm like, it's looking right. The batter looks right. I'll make them and then I'll freeze them. So that's for the whipped creams. Thank you. I'll make them and I'll freeze them, right? And here you'll see that I did half with cookies, half without. You can bake them in both formats, and both formats will bake beautifully. You just have to adjust the timing maybe a minute or two more to adjust for it being so frigid and cold.
So you're baking it straight out of the freezer.
Out of the freezer, I don't have time to think when I'm in restaurants. I only have time to execute because like I said, Hector called me cute, I was like, ooh, and now I need to run home. I'd be like, I gotta go home,
You gotta get it done. The kitchen waits for no one.
Yeah. So we have our choux here. You can leave it like this in this format for a day and it'll work. You can freeze them for up to a year in a freezer safe. Make sure that it's airtight. Make sure that it's wonderful. You can make your like your crackling or your sugar cookie in advance, and you can place them on top if you want them to be more organic flowing and not from frozen both. And then, may I have those guys? Now, because I'm running out of time, this is like the Kentucky Derby for real.
This is going to be the fastest 2 minutes in pastry.
So now that we've baked them, I baked them for around 22 minutes from frozen, or 20 minutes, depending on how the weather is acting, you know. Plus or minus, I'll like lower the temperature a few degrees if it's really rainy and humid, just so that the outside has enough time to bake with the inside as well. You know, if not, it'll start to get a lot of discoloration, and it'll burn your crackling before your choux inside is actually finished. So now filling these, oh sorry, the camera, I'm like moving it around so much. So filling these guys is quite simple. You could poke it and just fill it with some cream, right? And that's fun, that's great. But I gotta always be complicated. And I wanted to make a hummingbird cake, but I wanted to make it bite-sized. I think cake is beautiful, but logistically, eating a slice of cake is a nightmare when you're in an event like this. So I wanted to bring you that slice of the Kentucky Derby in a choux. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna very gently make sure that you're pressing more on this side than on this side, because the crackling will fall off. And you're gonna saw until you can break it in half. Perfectly baked choux that you guys actually saw me make if you were here earlier watching. I candied some pineapple because I think right now I'm in a really fun kind of like childhood nostalgia, baking from my memories and baking through Bodega or deli, New York style. So here we have candies, almost like gummy bears. Has a little bit of acid, and it just has sugar and pineapple. And because the pineapple has so much moisture, it will naturally release and make a beautiful syrup, but at the same time, water breaks down the cell wall of pineapple, sugar encases it, and it makes this beautiful, firm, gummy candy that you make with nature's bounty. Then I have a wonderful banana whip that is hyper stable because of the starches in my banana. I love to utilize overly ripe bananas because the sugar and the glucose inside of the bananas will intensify, hyper intensify, and it will create a diverse flavor on the palate that can stand up against, you know, our choux, our crackling, our pineapple, and our toppings as well. So now that I've piped that, I go ahead and I do some unsweet toasted coconut, and I go to this color on purpose because that builds depth of flavor, and it brings a nuance in the palate that will help reset, you know, and it's almost like a hidden palate cleanser. Pecans, because yum, I mean, you guys saw me last year, I made a tamarind pecan pie. So Dr. Jessica B. Harris told me it's not pecans, it's pecans. Yes.
We don't pecan
Yes,
shame in this house.
Yes, chef, right. She said something about the bed is the only, I don't know. I was like, I'm from New York. I'm like, I'm from New York, doctor, please. I don't understand. And then I garnish it with some flowers because I try to save a lot of money within making these pastries. I utilize waste in restaurants. I make sure that I am keeping my food costs to 13% and below. So then I have a lot of room to buy edible flowers, which then brings it up into 16%.
I think it's worth it.
And
It's
there
beautiful.
you have it, a beautiful choux.
So I want to thank Chef Sam Fore, and I want to thank Chef Paola Velez. Did anyone have her hummingbird cake at last night's marketplace? Yeah, I mean, she just really knocks it out of the park.